Had a locksmith come, and I have a trunk key and some copies of the other keys for the car. And we'll see what's in here. Well, I've already removed all the plunder, and I'm just going to show you a rust-free trunk pan. You know, there is a little bit of surface rust, but this thing's solid. I don't see any pinholes at all. I really couldn't be more happy with this trunk pan. I'll probably wire wheel this trunk and paint it. I've organized all the trunk plunder on the bench for you, and we'll have a look at it. What we have here is an aftermarket wire loom separator. It's actually pretty complete and looks nice. With being aftermarket, it really isn't that valuable. The next thing we have here is a Japanese Victory Company 2-knob radio. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit. When I put a stereo in my Firebird, I had to find a 2-knobber so I didn't have to cut the dash apart. And a good 2-knobber is getting hard to find, especially one with RCAs. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any RCAs. So if you come across one, my advice would be to save it, especially if it has RCAs. Then we get into some factory parts that were replaced. Looks like it's probably a headlight switch. Not 100% sure. And then this looks like it's probably maybe a voltage regulator. I don't know if there's any AMC guys out there that can tell me if this is an original piece. And since I'm hitting you guys up, I found a water pump in the trunk. And it's good to save original date-coded stuff. You have F15. Not sure what that means yet. I might take a look at it in a minute. There's a new wiper arm motor. You can see the one in there has a lot of bare wires on it. Probably doesn't work. There's some gaskets for the power steering reservoir, some miscellaneous hardware. The original valve cover hardware, which was labeled, which is very nice. A tire iron was in the trunk. I don't know, does anyone know if this is an original AMC tire iron? A couple wiper arms were in the trunk. And in these arms is a spring at the base. And I definitely needed one of those because this arm here is missing that whole setup. The windshield pillar trim vinyl was in there. Looks like somebody probably got this out of a boneyard or whatever at some point. Probably tough to see here, but this one's kind of falling apart. The most notable thing were the valve covers. I believe these might be the original valve covers. And the reason it's notable is because these AMCs have a date code on them. 101Z09. The first one means 1968. The O one means January. Z means 343, 4-barrel, and 09 is the 9th day. Kind of interesting, in 67 and early 68, all you could get with the Javelin was a 343. They were saving the 390 for the debut with the AMX, and then later in 68 you could get the 390. So chances are when this car was made, all you could get with it was a 343. We have searched for the numbers in the block, and we're not finding any. There's supposed to be 2-inch letters around the motor mounts. Looked all around that area on both sides and nothing. So we're thinking this is a replacement block. I asked the frame shop guy how he wanted the car with the bumper on it or off it. He said off it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the bumper. Looks like it's a matter of just unplugging a couple lights and then a couple bolts up on the frame. Just taking the bumper off it makes it look way better. She was pretty mashed. That's how that bracket's supposed to look. This one's all folded over. Here's the door handle. It turns out there's an air extraction system where you would open this flap and then air would get sucked out through here and most likely exit there. Check out this seat belt setup. Got a slot there. Stick it on here. Just took the driver's door panel off, and I have a tool for this. You get around these clips and you pop it out. This door panel is pretty beat up. You can see that it was just kind of hanging on the door with a couple screws in the bottom. It's actually going to need some repair, but I think it's fixable. The reason I took the door panel off was to get the window out, inspect the track, see what's going on. This one was actually missing a screw on one of the channels that the roller rides in. I actually found the screw at the base of the door. This is how the window is basically supposed to look. This front piece actually rides in a channel inside the door. And the door is actually broken at the bottom where that channel connects on both doors. So I'll have to do some welding. Right here is where I'm talking about. This is supposed to bolt up right here. I'll have to make a little something for that. Here's the passenger window, and it actually came right off the rail that connects it inside the door. And I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with this yet because of that chip. Really, I should be getting new glass. I have found some glue that's supposed to work to put it back on the track. Well, it's been a couple hours now that I've been working on it, and I think I'll clean up. Thanks for watching.